We're live. Hello, YouTube. Millions of
Hi,
fans.
YouTube.
Maybe Manel's stalking us at this point.
Ah,
Maybe
gone,
Elijah.
but not forgotten.
Yeah, gone,
In the
not
throes of
forgotten.
motherhood.
Um. Okay. I already. Rebecca. For some reason, just because it's that simple name, I'm having trouble remembering this book title, even though that doesn't really make
How
any
could you
sense.
forget the name Rebecca?
It's because it's too simple. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Okay, second half definitely better than the first. Um, Lots of stuff happened, and it did get pretty interesting. I was, I was, I don't know, like I kind of wish more happened by the end of it. Like it honestly got like I'm kind of surprised how intriguing it got. I usually don't get intrigued by like this kind of crap. Like mystery in an old house with like old people or whatever. I mean old people like from long ago. But I was intrigued and I was surprised. I was like quite intrigued. But then it also sort of felt like it like ended too quick or maybe it's not that it felt like it ended too quick. It's more like maybe it's like both that it ended too quick and also I'm just thinking of like that like it really did have a huge build up
Yeah.
like huge buildup for like 15% of it to be exciting, and I'm not sure if I'm down with that ratio. Although I'm surprised at how exciting the 15% got. I
Yeah.
especially to me because like I'm usually like not I don't like super get into this kind of thing, but it was like quite good, and I was like, oh my gosh, I all these little like things, and there was like intrigue happen, and they kind of had like a Mexican standoff going on where like people were blaming each other, and it was like a game of Clue happening, and I was like I was totally into it, I was totally digging it. And then I don't know, I guess it would have I don't really know, I don't really know what I wanted to be instead, but it was just it came to a head seemingly too fast for all that buildup we have, and I'm not sure what I like think about the payoff, but overall, like it definitely made the book like better, and it's still like a good book. I can understand why it's like much beloved, um, and I would maybe like imagine that a lot of this was like maybe like a lot more like a whoa kind of a thing like 70 years ago, with like
Mm.
with this kind of like drama and intrigue and stuff. Like surprised that it's like so old like that. I'm trying to like so were they trying to say that not Beatrice, Mrs. Danvers or like Rebecca was what to Mrs. Danvers? It was like her like I don't know.
Nanny?
But they weren't
Maybe?
familial. It wasn't like
No.
it didn't end up being
She
like
was
her
just like
daughter
her
or anything.
nursemaid.
Yeah, okay. So they were like unrelated. So then in my cuz like I thought that I like that's what I sort of got. And then like so were you getting the vibes that like was like Mrs. Danvers also into her? Like did like everyone love Rebecca like in like a weird way and like it just
Yeah,
like everyone was under their spell?
absolutely.
Yeah. I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure. I wasn't sure if they were like really trying to imply that it was like Mrs. Danvers was actually like in love with her or rather just, loved
No,
her like
no.
a
I
daughter or
thought it
something like
was
that.
more of like she was she had like a matronly relationship with her and she was just like like as if it was her daughter.
So I guess because there's not like a ton of evidence for what I'm saying, but like I thought that I kind of got that vibe, and in my mind, it made sense for like why the place got set on fire. Like it did get on. Like we do understand that like Mrs. Danvers did that, right?
Yeah.
Or are we thinking it was somebody else
Yeah,
somehow? It
absolutely.
was definitely
No,
her.
Miss Danners
So in
definitely
my
set the
mind,
place on fire.
if it was just like, oh, I was her natty and I loved her like a daughter, I guess that's a reason to like set something on fire. But I think it's like even more a reason if you like loved her for some reason. But I don't really know.
Yeah.
Because clearly it wasn't just these two men that she had like manipulated and made fall in love with
Yeah,
her.
she was a whore.
There was more. There was more. And so in my mind, I just thought
Yeah.
I was kind of getting the vibe that maybe Mrs. Danvers was just another one, but maybe I'm like thinking of it too
No.
much.
No. No.
Um, but it was pretty
Okay.
cool. Uh I guess maybe like the aha moment of like the cancer thing was too happened
I
like
thought
too
she was gonna
fast
be
for me, or
pregnant. That would have been more interesting to me.
yeah, I feel I
I'll
also
get to
like
my point, but like,
yeah, I was also thinking that. I feel like almost like they were like trying to make us think that, and also I'm assuming that. Oh, that's right. And so we know the name of the girl, except I've already forgot it again. Is it Caroline? Charlotte?
no.
They said it a few times, so it wasn't like
Fuck.
a.
I think it's. I was gonna text you too, but I didn't want to spoil
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's true. That's
Uh,
true.
I was like, oh, his name. And I was gonna text you, and I was like,
Because
nah, he's gonna fucking tell me I'm spoiling it.
all of a sudden they dropped it
I
like
think it's in the
really.
C.
I
It
think it
was
was
in
a
the.
C
Oh, I
two.
love this car. It was in the scene where she was coming on the stairs, and they're like, "Oh, announce me as
Oh yeah,
Charlotte
there you
Winter
go.
or
There you
something."
go. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Dang it. What
Yeah.
whatever it was. Uh I liked that she was kind of like coming into her own and being more grown up by the end of it, and I don't know, like kind of like got in my mind. In my mind, it wasn't like too fast of a grow up moment. It like made sense because by that time, like there was a lot of crap happening, and she also almost committed suicide at the behest of that crazy old lady.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. I kind of like how she came into her own, and that part was kind of cool too. I just don't know. I don't. I'm not sure if I'm on board for the ratio of build up versus intrigue. It was a lot of very very slow backstory for pretty like pretty. I don't know. I don't know. That's probably what I got for now. I'll have more later
Okay.
probably.
Yeah. Okay. So this book for me is like a 3.5, 4, because I really enjoyed the second half. Like I thoroughly enjoyed the second half. I just feel again, and I've had this feeling with. Hold on, I have to burp. I'm having tummy trouble. Um,
Same.
like when you feel like it's stuck right here.
Yeah. Trust me, I know lately.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I already took Pepto. Sorry, audience, you want to hear about me. It's one of those things where like, is the juice worth the squeeze? And I do think the juice was worth the squeeze in this book. I did like the end very much so, but it was a lot of build up. But I guess we kind of needed that build up too, to some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
Um, so I appreciated it. Also, I'm distracted because it's at that point in my drive where I have to merge. But and again, these are going to be very sporadic thoughts. It absolutely cracked me up. It made, and now I was like, yeah, this bitch is young, dumb, and in love and crazy. It absolutely cracked me up how she was more willing to accept the fact that her husband was a murderer than accept the fact that her
Mm.
husband could have possibly liked his wife. She was like, yeah,
Right.
murderer. Okay, as long as you didn't love Rebecca, I'm fine with it.
Cuz
And I was like,
and he was like saying all these crazy things, and
and I was like, you know
and in her
what?
mind she just kept
Honestly,
going, but he didn't love her. And
he
then
didn't
he'd
love
say
her.
more
He didn't
crazy things,
love her.
but he
He didn't
didn't love
love
her.
her. And I
Yeah,
was like, you
that's
know
true.
what? Honestly, girl, I do think the jealousy would have outweighed the murder for me too. So I was like, okay, well, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Um, I guess there was a point in the book. There was a point earlier in the book where I feel like it foreshadowed that he killed Rebecca. So in my mind, I always
Sure.
thought that Maxim killed Rebecca. Like I knew
Same.
somehow or another he had killed Rebecca. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
just gonna figure it out. So like that was okay. I totally thought Ben, the invalid, was gonna rat them out, but he didn't. So like that was super interesting. Like Miss Danvers was fucking creepy, and she was
Yeah.
obsessed. And I think like she was like the best character just because of how fucking freaky that bitch was.
Yeah.
And to me, one, yes, like there wasn't a familiar relationship, and she wasn't like blood related. Oh, that's familiar. Hold on. Oh my god, I feel like it's still stuck there. um. I also felt that not that she was jealous, she was obviously protective, but she was jealous, or I can't think of the word, but like Miss Danvers was obsessed and loved her because she felt like Rebecca game this, not game the system, but in her own way was like not conforming to societal standards and doing her own thing because of her crazy monologue about how like she was a young from a child and blah blah and she and blah blah, blah. So it's almost just this like she should have been the man, like she was everything, like nobody deserved her because she was like this big strong woman, and there was like obsession in that
Hmm.
sense because
Yeah.
like she had her cake and she was able to eat it too. And that's what I felt like. That's why she was so obsessed with Rebecca. She was like, nobody will ever replace this beautiful woman who fucked all these men and did whatever the fuck she wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like woman empowerment in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So that's where like I assume that because yeah, and then it was really weird how like she raised Rebecca too. But I guess that kind of makes sense because you know how things were back then. So I don't know. Her burning the mansion down, I thought was really funny. I really liked that. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But again, it was just like, okay, I wish she would have done more crazy shit. Like, it was crazy enough for me, but I kind of wanted more crazy shit. Like, I wanted her to maybe poison the girl, or I wanted her to secretly be in the walls or something. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
'Cause
I know what you
I
mean.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like it was horror to me. And like
Yeah,
I
and
know this falls into the
yeah,
genre of
well,
horror,
yeah. True.
but it wasn't necessarily horror for me. So,
I'm starting to have a theory that I think I'm going to sound per usual, I'm going to sound either like sexist or misogynist. I'm realizing right now that I don't know the difference between those two. I'm going to be one of those. But you know how like it's that general idea of um books and literature, especially for the past, I don't know, however, as long as we've been alive, it's like more of a woman's hobby than a man's hobby, right? Like predominantly, I I I wonder if this description of horror within the
oh
genre
my god.
is that like women being like pansies or something? Is that do you know what I'm saying? Like because I know it sounds effed up, but like I think that because this is not a horror, and that like I just don't understand. Like, I don't
Not to
understand.
me. But
Yeah.
it's funny that you mention that because I'm also reading another horror book right now. I think that's what they call it. Like I would consider that maybe I would consider Rebecca maybe a thriller, but I'm
Right.
also reading another horror book right now, and the premise is like you just said. It's much more it's a lot different than Rebecca, obviously, but it is a girl being a pansy,
Mm.
just like you said. And I was just
Yeah.
like, huh, I wonder if that's what people are like trying to like mock up horror as. I don't know because the book I'm reading actually has more horror, so or like it's scarier in that way. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I don't think Rebecca was horror.
No.
Some of my favorite, like one of my favorite parts of Rebecca was like the whole end scene where the cousin comes and he's drunk and just like that whole just like sequence of events.
Yeah.
It's called
I
sequence of
really
events.
liked it too.
Yeah, where like the guy comes and they're like, bring in pen. He's just like, look at the note, and it was like, we'll see you in the morning. It was just like so
Right.
fucking
And he
funny
was
to
like,
me for
ah,
whatever
what
reason.
about this? You know,
Yeah,
I loved it.
what about this
Like
day? He's like, I'll get you in the end.
whole like crazy
And then the
sequence.
house is on fire. Yeah. Like all of that was just like so fucking funny to me. Like, bring in Ben. And he's just like, but she didn't kill herself. And then when she called Beatrice, and Beatrice was just like, she would have never killed herself. And then like she was just like, oh, thank God Beatrice wasn't there because fuck, that bitch would have blew, the lid right off of this. I was like, that just was like so funny to me. Um, and then yeah, like I really thought she was gonna be pregnant, but for her to have cancer, just I was just like, oh, okay. It would have been so much more interesting if she was pregnant. And then I was thinking to myself, okay, well, what the fuck was this bitch rambling on about? They're gonna know the minute they saw the doctor. They were gonna know. Did she think Rebecca was pregnant, and that's why? But then, like, it never. When they found out they had cancer, Rebecca had cancer. We never got
Said
like
what she
a
thought.
snippet of her thinking, oh well,
Right.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. So I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but overall, 8 out of 10. I think it was really good. I really liked the second half of the book. I don't mind the first half. I think the build up was like interesting.
Yeah.
I still think the whole relationship was weird. Miss Danvers was good. Fifth was good. I feel bad for the dogs because what happened to the dogs in the
Mm.
burning house?
I was wondering what your takes on the dogs overall in the book were gonna be.
And I do appreciate that she was really kind of like
Oh, hold on. Pause for
but
a
then
second. Pause for a second.
so crazy like they don't even accept like children or animals.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on.
Huh?
Pause for a second. Pause for a second. I think you're going. I think you're going through that bad part.
Hello? Huh?
Okay. Maybe you're back
What?
now. I was just saying. I was saying you should pause for a second because you're going through that that
Okay.
bad part. I think you're back now. I think we're good. Probably go back like 10 seconds.
Okay, cool. Okay. So I was gonna say I like obviously there's crazy bitches in the world, but there's like a level of crazy where like these women will not accept like their ex-spouses like children or pets. And that is a level of crazy that I will never understand. But I appreciate that this girl accepted the dogs and was like very kind to them, so I'm okay with that. But I
Okay.
did
I see.
try not to think about what happened to the dog in the burning house. So
That's fair.
yeah. But yeah, other than that, she got her wish. Maxim never loved Rebecca, and she could be the first. He got away with murder.
One thing I will say about you, like just mentioning the burning down again. I love that it just ended there though, because
Yeah,
I
I
was
love it
just
too. I
like just a
loved how they were like,
cutoff. Because there's so much more to think
yeah,
about. There's so
yeah,
much like like untied, like like untied knots and stuff. But it's just the house is burnt
yeah,
and the
yeah,
book ends. I'm like, hell yeah, that's like a good ending for a
yeah,
movie or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And like, not only it just ending, but like the whole like last like couple of like paragraphs where the not even paragraphs, it was like sentences leading up to this. They're like, what is that? Why does it look like that? Why is it
Right.
so bright? And then it's just like, oh, it's on fire.
Yeah. It's
I thought that
just
was really funny for whatever reason. I was
yeah,
just like, mm,
that was solid. I like that a lot.
yeah. So yeah, I
Oh,
think I yeah, 4 stars for me.
I think I'm also pretty solidly a 4. I think I have some thoughts
Yeah,
now that you've went. I think I have some thoughts about how it could have become a 5. So I think
yeah,
again, I think it's very telling for how good that last 20% was, or whatever the hell, or whatever percentage it was, that
yeah,
it raised it all the way to a
yeah.
4 for me. Because I mean, it really did like elevate like a lot. It did a lot of legwork in that small amount. It's just the only thing is like
It did.
for like that amount of buildup, like you're saying with the juice is worth the squeeze. It's like for me, it like barely got to a point where I'm like, okay, it's worth the squeeze. But it certainly didn't get to like an explosive
Yeah,
like this was super worth the squeeze. You know what I mean?
no,
I'm still
yeah,
wondering like, yeah. So some things that could have been cool, like you said, Mrs. Danvers going more crazy, I think could have been cool. I thought what they were getting at, and I thought that there was going to be something kind of like supernatural going on, and this would have been a great effing way to make this actual horror. Is I thought that maybe like the spirit of Rebecca was starting to come upon Caroline or whatever
yeah,
she's, and maybe that spirit was also getting into
yeah,
Mrs. Danvers, and like I thought, you know what I mean,
yeah,
and then maybe
yeah,
Carol, I'm just calling her Caroline now. Maybe Caroline becomes the new Rebecca and starts tormenting the house as well. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like and even
yeah,
Rebecca wasn't the first. It's some like old ghost. You know, like
yes,
I was feeling those
yeah,
vibes, and I thought that's where it was gonna go, and then it like didn't, and I'm like, dang it. I mean, it's not like the book's fault, but I'm like that would have made that could
yeah,
have pushed it to a 5 star,
yeah,
and that would have given us like more content
yeah.
and more worthy of where it went. Um,
God
Another
fucking
interesting
damn
thing,
you, crazy
I
white
at least
bitch.
according to Google AI and this snippet of the first Reddit post that pops up here, yes, it is widely interpreted that Mrs. Danvers was in love with Rebecca. And apparently in the film adaptation of this, they kind of like allude to it even more than the book does. So
Believe it.
I think
I can see that. I can see
there
that
was some like
because
old lady to young lady lesbo stuff happening, which is intriguing, especially for its time.
I see that. Yeah. Yeah, because of the way that he described her too, like everybody was obsessed. Like
Obsessed.
obsessed, obsessed.
It
So
was
maybe
an
yeah,
obsession.
I get it now too.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I would imagine that if this book was written later on, they would have it would have been like more graphic, like we would have just known. But for like the time period, this was probably about all that could have
Yeah.
been said if that's what the author thought. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
interesting.
Mhm. Um
Go ahead.
another way that I would have I wouldn't have minded if it was going is that Rebecca faked her death and she was secretly still in the house.
Yep. Yep, and
That would have
screwing
been
with
really
them.
cool.
Yep, I thought about that. Like
Yeah,
if little
yeah,
weird crap started happening here and there, and it's like
yeah,
ooh, and like as you were
yeah,
saying, someone's living in the walls, like friggin' Rebecca's in the walls.
yes,
Like, yeah, 100% that could have been cool. I agree. Yeah, but just like so, I feel like there's like a bunch of stuff that could have like fully made this go to a 5 because I am so thoroughly impressed in like how it went in the second half, or at least like the very
yeah,
end of it.
yeah,
But with where it is,
yeah.
I'm still also like a 4. But like it could have been higher if they like if they went harder with something.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. I think that means we're all rating it the same thing, isn't? Didn't you say that's
Oh
what?
yeah, how funny. Yeah, Manel rated it a 4.
Nice.
Yeah,
Here in
go Manel.
spirit or whatever.
Exactly, exactly.
Um. Yeah, I'm glad we read this. I was I
Me
was
too.
fully
I
not
liked it.
sure if I was glad we read this at the halfway point, but now I'm like super glad that we read this. It's a
Same,
solid story.
same. And it went really fast too. So
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't like crazy long. Okay,
anyways.
man. I kind of want to watch this movie now. Ooh, I think that's Mrs.
You know what?
Danvers.
You mentioned it, and I think I am gonna watch the movie.
Let's
It's
see.
an old movie too.
So
I
it's
love
nine
old
so
movies.
it's 1938 novel movie 1940. Wow. So they
Oh
like
wow,
They
I
like
got
got they
picked up
like got right
quickly.
to work. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a good chance that I never will, but I
and
wouldn't
I
mind
think there's
watching
like a
this.
lot of famous old actors in that movie too, if I'm not mistaken. Who's the cast?
Sorry. I was like I in the Google AI there's like a subsection that says queer readings. So
Oh
like
my
I think this
gosh.
is like
Oh,
like if you have like a queer book club, this is like one to read for like the notions of it being super far in history or whatever. So it's definitely like a thing that people think this. Apparently Alfred Hitchcock did the movie. Oh man.
yes,
Oh man.
yes,
Okay, I'm probably gonna go
yes,
out of my way and try and watch this. It's probably bomb.
yes. That's what I remember. I remember it was a Hitchcock movie, and I remember it was like the beginnings of some of those like starlets in the movie. Who's like the cast?
Let
I
me
think it's like
see.
Fred Astaire.
Judith Anderson is Rebecca. I don't really know who that is. Oh wait, I. Oh no. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Rebecca. This is like a bad. I'm still like on like the was Mrs. Daniels in love with her. I should just put in Rebecca movie cast 1940. Oh, apparently there was a 2020. I bet you the 2021 sucks. Let's see. Joan Fontaine. I've heard of her. Yeah,
Yes,
Laurence
yes,
Olivier. Whoa.
yeah, yeah.
Whoa. Okay. I don't read Florence Bates. I kind of know her. Oh that's Mrs. Van
Yes.
Hopper. I don't even remember who that was. Oh no, I remember her. Judith Anderson, Mrs. Danvers. I don't really know who that is. Uh oh, interesting. I wonder if in the movie they like truly like never mentioned the main protagonist's name because like in this where it's like listing who they played, it's Joan Fontaine, second Mrs. De Winter, instead of like saying her name. You know what I mean? That's
Huh.
so maybe it is like a weird thing that it's like conspicuously almost completely absent from the book. That's interesting.
Who is Maxim?
Uh that Laurence Olivier.
Laurence Olivier. Why was I thinking Fred Astaire? And who the fuck is Fred Astaire? Anyways, yeah. So
Fred
I
Astaire is
remember.
kind of a legend too.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, this
thinking
is
it was like a Hitchcock, and then like, dude, it was like really famous. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I want to see that.
Yeah, this is probably totally legit. Yeah, I think I need to get this.
Let me
Crazy.
know where you find it to stream.
Yeah, I'll let you know about that. Where I find it.
I'm sure it's like on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Like somewhere like easy. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably about it for YouTube. Bye, YouTube. We love you.